Good afternoon, listeners and viewers. Welcome to the Daily Scholarship Institute for Talks that come to you every Thursday, March 24, live on YouTube, on Spaces. Welcome to this edition of the Fat Talk. My name is Nanza, your host for today, and we will stick with us for a very insightful conversation. This is the Talks, where we have conversations matter. In today's conversation, like many we've had before, I'm as excited about the topic as I am for the guest. We are about turning ideas into action. I couldn't be more excited than to have a person who has lived and walked this talk at a very young age. He's breaking ceilings. He calls himself, he will confirm that in a bit. And the only introduction I can give to our guest, Isaac Bakashaba, is a big dreamer and a bold go-getter, in his own words. Welcome to the show, Isaac.
Thank you, Nanza, for hosting me.
It's nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
So, tell us about yourself. I can't even try to describe who Bakash is. So, let me not butcher your very big introduce yourself to our audience.
Actually, but my name is Isaac Bakashaba. I'm lead and founder of the Media Foundation. I'm a youth leader. Yeah, that's what I can introduce myself.
Thank you. Isaac is being very modest, but the word that I need to hold him accountable to the evening is the word social entrepreneurship.
Yes.
So you are an entrepreneur.
Yes.
We've been hearing about entrepreneurship. We thought just drop out of school, drop everything, rebel against the system, start something in the back of a mango tree, a very sad story, and you are an entrepreneur. But over time, we are now hearing what entrepreneurship.
Yes.
So from past principles, what is entrepreneurship? But our listeners and viewers, if you see that.
I think it's simple. These are ideas that are in a society to create impact. When we create a solution, create an impact in the society, doing social, bringing communities together for impact. That's how I think it's important to find social entrepreneurship. Investment, where we have to put in resources and effort for it to have results, for it to create impact. It's not it like we do for business. You don't know if you do business, but for it, it's no profit. We basically do it for impact and create change in society. So in simple terms, that's what social entrepreneurship I understand.
Thank you very much, Isaac. I'm curious, must be many of our listeners in the audience. You use impact,
Yes.
and if we were to put the scale of a timeline, social entrepreneurship is a relatively new phenomenon. Maybe it's a nomenclature, but in the times that we live, entrepreneurship has been your experience in traditional entrepreneurship vis-a-vis social entrepreneurship, because everybody wants to make an impact, but maybe there are limitations and
Yes.
so your own journey, kindly let us know how, why you chose social entrepreneurship as opposed to the traditional one.
My story is quite an interesting one, and I think I'm still writing it. I've just started actually, because it's been now 4 years Media Foundation when I was still in my career. But the journey what we're doing at Bakash Media is typically entrepreneurship. All we do is for the impact in society. But what we measured in is a challenge that I identified, which affected me as well when I was in my career. I had many young from our village, which is Kaseke, who were waiting but had no job. And people did courses, art courses, that And the main challenge was there is that much, you know, it, the mismatch between what we are learning in class in universities and what you employers want. So there's that why many people don't have jobs as we are looking for them. That was the change that I identified in my view. It's a young population, many young people don't have jobs, so that mismatch was still, so that's what we are talking about. So what we're doing, what we came up with was bridging the employers and young professionals. Okay, here we are, we but you, what you want is not what. So how can we bridge that gap? How can we so with that and bring in so entrepreneurship, bringing young people together to network. That's what we are doing.
Thank you. I very modest in his journey, but like he said, he has started writing, so hopefully he will reveal to us his full career. And joining us, the Institute. They come to you every Thursday live on Smart 24, on our Space and YouTube. We are discussing a very important topic on ideas and turning them into action. And what Bakash has just done for us in the first few minutes is to how entrepreneurship, as we know it, is moving from traditional to social entrepreneurship. He has also revealed that he's the old go-getter from Nakaseke. And he's giving us a good perspective from up the journey.
Yeah.
You kept saying young people, young people.
Yes.
Young people. That seems to be your focus, and that is where you seem to have identified that.
Yes, yes.
Please share with our audience what you have seen are the obvious differences in the way young people do entrepreneurship. We know it's traditional. It could be a Gen Z, maybe. So you probably have had first-hand engagement with young people. How are you doing things differently, especially with the goal of impact?
Great. So these are interesting times of the Gen Zs, and compared to what the millennials have been doing work, it's totally different. And if you cannot adapt to what Gen Zs are doing or how they are executing their work, we are totally behind. Gone are the days when someone maybe needed an entire marketing department to have out there to promote whatever, is it a product or it's a service, you have the entire marketing department. But a Gen Z will just go on his laptop, go on one of the social media apps, let me say TikTok or Instagram, just put there the brand out, and you'll get, like, you'll reach out to millions of people in just a blink of an eye. So the times have changed, and how people are approaching work, and it's interesting. And that's what we have to adapt, because these new technologies and trends, if we don't adapt to the evolution of AI and how COVID introduced us to the new normal from home, if we don't adapt to it, then we either adapt or perish. That's what I can say. But these are the times that we have to adopt these new technologies. And I'm glad universities are adapting that. They are having now AI courses to see how they can help their students adapt to the new technologies. You don't have now lessons to have to go to class and write on a chalkboard. Everything is digitized, so you don't have to really go through. You also don't have to be physically in classes and what. So the times have changed, and in workspace, mostly in social entrepreneurship, if you want to reach out to 1,000 audiences, probably you have to adapt to the new technologies and how. And now I think Bakash Media, what we know is how we can localize the use of these tools, the new technologies, we are into these entities for the students and the audience that we work with, because what we've been doing, one of the programs is career guidance, mentorship, and skill development. So those are the things we major into. Do placement program, we are doing it with Innovation Village and MasterCard. So we have many people as possible. And how will you do that? This is just leveraging on these tools, the social media tools. It was not the case where you have to drive to Kasese or to drive to and find a university, bring students together, create a portal, put out a code, and from all over the continent that will subscribe to your work, what you're doing. So I believe how young people are approaching work is something interesting that everyone should adapt and really have the effective, efficient outcomes and in all the work they are doing.
Thank you. We hear you, our listeners are hearing you talk about the right side of innovation, of the young people and technology. Yeah. You even called millennials old, meaning there's clearly a gap. Just when I thought millennials and Gen Z would be in a comparable range, but that is to ask. There is an old adage that old is gold.
Yes, yes.
Are we therefore advocating for complete obliteration of the old system?
No,
what is the correlation? Because when you say the goals of mentorship, skills development, who is mentoring except the people who have walked the journey? And what if they are not as adept and adapted to the AI? Do we just forget about them?
No, actually, I did mention this, but we cannot survive without millennials. We set the standards. No one, we cannot learn from if we don't learn. We are building from what the systems they set, the teachings. Even if you go back in our traditional ways of the families, if you see how our fathers were running their families and really handling things, it's something we have to learn to in order to see how we can bring in our new innovations, the technology in whatever you're doing. For example, my father, he has really been looking at and it's what really has helped us. Yes, it has helped us to school and so now here we want to go into farming and do that, but in a modernized way. You know, I have to bring the farm. I have to bring water, do grazing, and then use feeds and more feeds and everything to really set productivity, maybe in or something. But they never used to do that. If you don't know the principles of how looking after, you'll never this new, so you cannot adapt this new trend. So we have to work with the millennials. We have to bridge that gap because also millennials have to learn new things from us, the Gen Zs, the new technologies that have come. So that there is a gap. Even if you see now politics or leadership, millennials don't work with the Gen Zs. I feel they see they are out competing them. Their work is maybe they cannot compete with us. So, and if we create that gap, we'll have a challenge in whatever we are doing. So I think the best way, Nanza, like you asked me, is to work together to see how we can have.
Thank you, Isaac. You have clearly exemplified for merging the generations. One can't do without the other, and means that one is old and obsolete, still have relevance in as far as innovation and technology is concerned. Listeners and viewers, thank you for joining us for the FAT Talks by Fidelis Leadership Institute. We have conversations that matter. Today we are discussing about ideas, and we have the bold dream in the studio. He has told us about social entrepreneurship. He has told us about the differences. Young people are innovating, and of course, the connection to have a transfer, a balance between the old and the new entrepreneurship styles. What we are going to discuss next is the actual action steps of turning ideas into innovation.
Sure.
We have had speaker after speaker, writer after writer, researcher after researcher, telling us that idea generation is probably the easiest. Anybody can come up with an idea. In your own experience, what has been, or what is being done differently to give it that extra step? Don't stop at developing the ideas.
So much. I think we are tackling really real challenges people, the ones I work with, are facing currently. Bringing ideas to life is basically what you're talking about. How can young people with very brilliant ideas bring them to reality? This is what I think is happening, and you may sit down for a night and have like 100 ideas, and you're putting them on paper, conceptualizing them, and how do you really turn them into reality and see how you execute it? So this is the time that everyone faces as an entrepreneur. Back at university, after I defined the challenge I told you of youth employment, I said let's develop a platform where we can foster these discussions of young employers. How can we, first of all, build capacity, build skills, see how people from the other end, the leaders, can connect with professionals from university. They have degrees, but they have no skills. So that idea generation was done. So I have to start. Of course, I think I was just my second year student at Makerere. I didn't know at all. So first of all, you have to start, regardless of whether much you have money or you don't have it. You have to start. So that's where most young people fail. They have all these ideas. They will be just talking about them. Say, okay, this idea, what can we do? And it stops there. But if you take that bold step and say, I'm going to tackle this challenge, and I said, now let me start with who am I going to start with? For example, at Makerere, I had a colleague called Bruno, who is the founder of Bakash Media Foundation. He's the first person I reached out when I had this idea. I told him, and how can we help young people to really navigate this workforce environment? And since then, we left behind. We started with no coin, nothing, but reach out to the audiences, go with the right people. And 4 years down the road, that's a great milestone. So, what most young people face is that first for them to start. Well, how can I start? Because of course they believe that first to really bring an idea to life for a business or any social enterprise, you must have. It's not the case. Our ecosystem doesn't fund young entrepreneurs to that extent, at that level of idea. So you really have to start for them to see that, okay, you can really bring something. So in this ecosystem, I always tell young people that you never know who will see your work, who will appreciate it, either the government or people in the private sector who will help you to maneuver all these things. Because I know there are many challenges that are facing those regulatory hurdles, then the lack of course funds, lack of mentorship, where you have to be guided. What am I tackling? Is this the right challenge? Is this the right solution that should be come up with this challenge? How should I do it? The detail. You should have the right mentorship, and of course networks, which are so much, because if you don't have money, the networks that can help you to bring your ideas to life. So bringing the ideas to life requires young people to have one, to start, then to connect with the right people, the like-minded people, and to see how they can really build their capacity, mentor them, build the networks, and also over time get the resources for them to do work. Because social enterprise is really hard in Uganda. It's so complicated. You'll give up, and you'll give up, and you're right, because you have to survive. You have the reality of life. You have bills to take care of. You have everything, but you really have to support them. You have to ideas. Like you have to do activity, grow the idea. So yeah, I think that's what I can briefly say about that.
Thank you, Isaac. You have given us the nitty-gritty of turning an idea into an actionable project of entrepreneurship. I appreciate the fact that you have said the shortage of ideas, especially among the young people, but the courage, boldness to start, the basics basically.
Yeah.
You have shared your own journey, how you start with a friend and basically took the bold step to start.
Yeah.
You've also noticed the power of social networking. Basically, your social network is a direct bearing on social network.
Yes, yes.
Is that correct?
And that has been
Your biggest gain in the social entrepreneurship journey?
yes, 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 yes.
Those who are joining us, it is the Felix Leadership Institute. Conversations that are with Isaac from Bakash Media Foundation, sharing a bit of his journey, his idea into an action that has grown bigger than him. I think it has a little how big, how far, how wide is Bakash?
Now, Bakash Media Foundation, 4 years. We're having 5 years now. We're going to celebrate our 5th anniversary. So, like I was telling you, most enterprises or businesses don't see their first or second birthdays because of these challenges. Maybe we're going to later. Bakash Media Foundation, we are now coming 5 years, and in these 5 years, we've built a community of great young people.
Do you have any numbers?
Yes. We have trained over 2,000 young people in our community through our trainings, through our workshops. We've interacted with over 1,000 industry leaders under our community mentorship and training. We are now developing a placement program with Mastercard in our village, where our community will go through and get placed in different entities, because at the end of the day, we want to create it's not just the training someone can train, maybe then you end there. So we really do. So what we are doing with Mastercard is we are going to have these community members enrolled in these networks so that they are either to work, either to give internships. So we are trying to create opportunities for young people. In that you're not just coming to be trained, to be part of us, so only to create networks. But you're coming to get the skill, you're coming to put that skill into work. You're going to be trained by professionals, you're going to work in these biggest entities that we are starting with. Really something, or we create and help you to work that idea you have in life. So we empower you and to get all those resources if they are available, to connect you with the people in the industry. What most young people face is you don't have the chance to meet these people, to meet the people who can mentor them, people who they can learn from. They only see them on TV, but if you come to our events or our trainings, connect with Nanza, who have always been looking up to, who is into your space. Maybe let me say you're a lawyer, and you interact with them one-on-one. You create that rapport, and trust me, you will go back and really work on your idea. Knowing what Nanza has told you, her experience, it has just been roses, but if Nanza tells you her challenges, she has navigated to get where she is, you really, you go through that process, and you will make it like how she did. So that's what we do. We create that platform where young people can exercise their capacity, can come and meet these industry leaders that have made it and who inspire them in our society, in the society. So we have had many milestones. We've published where we have been able to have that literature put and our students and our community members have been able to meet. We've built that community of where young innovators have been able to go out there, businesses, and go scholarships and gotten employment. We have testimonies, students at Makerere who graduated in January, who went through our trainings, and men, they are making it out there. So we believe the last 4-5 years we really had a huge impact in creating and the impact and actually this year, for years. Next this because we have a 5-year plan launching, so the next 5 years are going to really be on our side, and through this journey, and we are going to see something great that we always been planning with them.
Thank you very much, Isaac. An honest conversation regarding innovation, especially with people, a subject that is very close to you. Dear listeners and viewers, this is Fidelis Leadership Institute Fat Talks. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with part 2 of this conversation. Go get from Nakaseke. Good evening once again, listeners and viewers. Welcome back to the Fidelis Leadership Institute Fat Talks, where we have conversations that matter, bring you guests and friends and very important people who come to discuss with us things that matter. Today's conversation that matters, we are discussing turning ideas into action, and we have Isaac Bakashaba, founder of Bakash Media, in the studio, who has done a very good job of taking us to social entrepreneurship as opposed to traditional entrepreneurship as far as young people are concerned. Isaac has openly discussed the challenges, the benefits, the risks, and the nuances around entrepreneurship. Having worked himself, he's not just talking from outside in. He's just second year with barely nothing. Now an organization that trained close to and skilling with his team. They're skilling youth and enthusiastic young people. Isaac, we'll talk about what young is it age or that start business? 50. So do they also qualify? But before we get into that, I would like to pick a conversation from where we left off, when you were talking about how many you skilled, you talked about graduating students, master can help. And the question that I have, and our listeners might have, in the first part, say millennials and Gen Zs don't their generation, methodology, execution, work ethic, yet there's a bit of mentorship and skilling. So what are the unconventional skill sets, you can call it that you see in people, and where you get if the old people don't have them. For example, I now know that for a brand or what do they call it? Image branding specialist. My sister has been convincing me to pay someone to do my branding. So those rare skills, where are you getting mentors? What's the experience? What are the unconventional skills now that young innovators have to have?
Yeah, maybe those who know what careers are. These are careers out of traditional, let me say maybe lawyers, doctors. Those are the traditional careers we all know. But talking of the unconventional careers, these are the careers that come up with the new with the industrial revolution, how technologies over time changed and are evolving. So getting their mentors, yes, but also there are millennials who have adapted to the technology. So they have been able to the Gen Zs and they are able to that mentorship. So among the Gen Zs, there are those that have skill in the digital world, where the graphic, all that they fall. Are vast and them, and we have, for example, we've been partnering with members at NBS. Is so great in the digital space. Anything that requires digital, all those digital skills, he's really good at it and mentor professionals that we work with. And his agency, I guess, is still. But over time, if millennials adapt to these new technologies, I think they will be able to offer this guidance and to these young professionals. And what you asked earlier about
what defines young? The age on the birth certificate or the age? How old is my business or my idea?
So what we do, we deal with undergraduates and graduates. These are the people who under from 18, let me say, to 35. So that's our audience, and that's what we've been working with. But it doesn't stop there. We work with entrepreneurs who have young businesses or who have started business or full-time careers or employment, and they are starting their businesses. They are bringing them to life. So
their age.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
So if you came back and you told him, and just go and enjoy your village,
I know.
go to KFC.
I
So
know.
please clarify for our audience what a young person is and what a young entrepreneur is, so that people can be sure they can come to you.
So things for young professionals, we consider the time you're from university and the time you're done, you're going into the field. So we hope you're realizing what your passion is and how you can, because as I told you earlier, there is a mismatch of what we are studying and what we are mostly influenced by several factors. Maybe their parents who want them to pursue different courses, and then young people also have different dreams. So if a young person maybe wants to be, for example, wants to be into communication, wants to do journalism and be on TV or production, but their parents are influencing them to do law and be a lawyer. So it will not work out. Then law and get the degree, then what's after? So we help young people to realize passion. So we train them into that. Okay, you're a lawyer. Now you want to pursue journalism. What do you need? You need the skill. You need the right mentors. So we help young people from investing in that. For people with young businesses, with life, maybe they've been
Later in their age, but
yes,
the idea is young.
Yes. So we help them to connect them to opportunities. We help them in resource mobilization. We help them in going through all this, how they call it, regulatory hurdles, where you have to register your businesses. Most of them don't have to register the businesses. Taxes. How to deal with those regulators is something maybe they don't know. And how can they really know about that? It's what we are providing. The information, that information gap that they lack. Maybe they have not been having it in the previous company. Someone for a job and they go home, so they don't know how to register a young business. They don't know where to get funds. They don't know where to, the spaces to tap into, the right people to talk to. So we help those people at caliber also. So, and I think we're organizing engagement where we want regulators to come on board with young entrepreneurs, people with businesses. Okay, now these are the challenges. How can we maneuver through them? How can we grow our companies together? Because we face a lot of challenges, mostly during paying off taxes. We lack those basics. They are so crucial. For looking for money. Because if you don't have them,
The funders will not deal with.
yes, you cannot take you serious. So the legal activities, the formalization of the process, building structures of the team and everything is something that we help entities and young entrepreneurs to know. So that information, that knowledge gap, is what we build.
Thank you, Isaac. Thank you for that emphatic response regarding quality. Even though we are going, that brings us to our next segment or section, work ethic. There's been a misconception that young people, Gen Zs, have their own way of doing things, they're conventional, and there's principles of discipline, of structure, of hear from you your own experience. One, where there is talent, is it true that people who are talented are rebellious? Is there a place for discipline? What is the conception around, take me as I am? I don't know, even when you see the ad. So bring us home onto how Gen Zs or young innovators are able to deliver with an ethic. From your own experience, working with them all these years.
Thank you so much. Working with Gen Z is hard. You're Gen Z, and I know what to go through. So, because you really have a lot of how you do things. You believe it may be better when you work remotely, yet the employer wants you to be at work at 7. You say, okay, even if I come from home, I deliver my best. But like you said, there are those work ethics, discipline, integrity, respect, all this team building. So yes, team building and how to work with teams and how to execute work as a group. So, but young people, I believe this is one of the greatest challenges, because I've gotten many employers saying, you young people, you had to deal with, you had to work with, because they know all these trends that don't leave us behind. So we really find it hard to be in workspaces with the millennials. But I think what young people should see how they can do this ecosystem, know the principles of
principles
of work. These are constant. You can dodge them regardless of how industry trends come and go. Because I think COVID introduced us one thing that I think we are stuck with, how someone can execute work at their own time, not necessarily being at the workplace. And now I think so much on our work ethic. A young person would prefer not turning up at office, maybe if there is not too much serious. Not consider maybe waking up because he knows what he can do. He did it 1 hour or something like that. But the constant work ethic that we instill in young people is something that is going to move us into these spaces, and because those are constant, if you're into the workspace, you really need to have those. You need to keep time. You need to
speak well, write well. Do you know I can't text with those BRs and GFK and and people are incorporating them in emails.
Yes.
So it's that you're a media foundation. Are you taking the time to teach the soft skills, the people skills outside and people normally fall short in they see in one dimension.
Yes. But actually, I think they don't consider that. They don't consider that relevant. The writing, like you said, the writing skills. Even many young people among us, they don't know how to write proper CVs,
a proper email, a professional email.
They don't know. They believe that doesn't matter. They just need to do the work. I mean, I don't know why we're into that, but constant really be. You cannot
run away from them. I'm glad that we are using this forum to just reiterate the importance of the Chinese principles that are from generation to our Bakash, the baddest has also confirmed that some still have value. We are running quickly and we have maybe 1 or 2 questions. Thank you for staying at this point. This is Fidelis Leadership Institute Fat Talks, coming to you Thursday on Smart 24 on YouTube on our X Spaces. Have conversations that matter and have insightful conversations in this space. As we get to the last part, we are going to do a few things. Should it be about you? Should it be about Bakash, the empire, or the topic? Let me be nice. Let me demystify all the other.
You're the host, so
the easy one.
Okay.
Demystify the topic. It is generally believed that Gen Z, the generation, they call it bubblegum, microwave. Why do you think that is the conception or misconception? And what from your bubblegum generation things very quickly, they want yesterday to develop. What is the relevance? Is it a good thing to just be on your feet? Is there a value in taking time to grow and develop a product?
Yes.
Help us.
You actually have the answer. Like how you defined it, and all that.
The microwave.
So, one of the things that maybe young people are facing now, we are so impatient. and even it cuts across in everything. If it was generating wealth or building or doing anything, everything takes time. Everything that is going to stay for long, it has to take generation. I always reflect back on how our parents made it, them being illiterate, but they took a step at a time. They trusted the process. But as a young person, you've created your organization or your company today. You want to jump and really hit your targets. Yes, it's good to really dream and to run fast. But if you don't take these initial steps, probably you'll collapse in no time. Because building systems, building structures, and the networks takes time. For example, the networks we've built at the foundation for just 4 or 5 years. I'll meet you today. Is my idea. We're into the career world. Okay, yes, interesting. To talk to our community, you'll agree and come. Then what after? Then what after? You move on because you get like 100 of building something. Someone really has to see that, okay, you're not using them. Just engaging on their brand.
The brand.
Skills. May be doing so, but it has to be a two-way. How are you fitting them as well? However much they're coming to share their knowledge and their experience, but how they've been fitting for you, how you value. So creating that, now honestly, it has to take time.
It takes time.
It takes time. Otherwise, you run around with these people, have interest in the idea, and after you don't see it.
And that's exactly what I'm going to help us wind up this conversation with another demystification. Now I'm back to you.
Okay.
Permission to shoot?
So I hope it's not that.
No, you won't die. It's a rubber bullet. Anyway, when you came in and we were having a banter before the camera got on, I said, hello, and we were just catching up. And you said, oh. And I'm like, this is an influencer, a verified influencer. Are you a hustler? Are you an influencer? Are you a media? Are you faking it till you make it? Because honestly, this social media is a rosy picture.
Yes.
So can you help us? Is Bakash an influencer? Are you a hustler? Is there a difference? That should be easy.
I'm not an influencer. Okay. I don't know, there are many types of influencing, but I think I'm a hustler. Looking at the 4 or 5 years that we have run Bakash Media Foundation, I've done any kind of employment. I've not been from the work I do with certain entities like universities, but I've been a hustler. How I've survived in this company because of what Bakash Media is doing. The networks we've created, it's what it's. I think I'm a hustler. Influencing, yes, I can define that, but the we've created, or I have created over time, it influences
for social impact.
For social impact. So, because I'm not a influencer, but I influence, I bring together communities for impact. And that's how I've been able, because the brand I have built personally is together, not only young people, industry leaders, people from all sectors to come and solve to get solutions for our day-to-day challenges. For example, about youth and tackling at Bakash Media. The brand I've created over time, if I call maybe for a training or for an event, definitely because that's what they know me for. That's the brand I've created. That's the brand I've been in since. They knew me because of that. Mentorship and skill development. So directly, I'm influencing people for impact.
So you are a hustling influencer. In a good way. Okay. Thank you so much, Bakash. It's always a pleasure having you. Never enough.
I'm part of Fidelis.
Yes, I was about to say that Bakash Media and partnership to everything, skills development, training, career development. So, dear listeners and viewers, we have come to the end of this conversation on TV, but the conversation will continue on our social media spaces, on our websites, please reach out to us. Let's support you. Let's have conversations. Let's build social entrepreneurship, partnerships, and work together with the people that Bakash has networked with, card, and then we will be able to turn ideas into actions. We have said time and again on this show, there's no shortage of ideas, but see them to full growth. Thank you once again. You've been a great audience. Thank you, Isaac. Your shots quickly, and then we say goodbye to our listeners and viewers.
Thank you so much, Pastor Nanza, for fostering this discussion. It's always a pleasure being part of it. This is a great community. I believe we share objectives because you're nurturing young, not only young, but you're nurturing the community into leadership, knowing the core values of leadership and bringing the leaders of tomorrow. So I think what you're doing is great through your programs, fellowship, and these talks. It's something that we really, and as Bakash Media, and I think to the leaders like Fiona Ward and the entire team, it's really great what you guys are doing. And we shall be here to work with you and get also guidance and from you. We are glad. And as Bakash Media Foundation, look out for our Twitter, on our website. You can put in Bakash Media Foundation and you'll see the work we are doing, the impact of what we've done so far. If you want to get in touch with us, on our website. But thank you so much. Shout out to all the people we work with, Bruno, Tash, everyone who's tuning in. Thank you so much for this awesome conversation.
Thank you very much, Isaac. At the end of this show, the baddest, boldest dreamer has wrapped it up. And from Fidelis Leadership Institute, we wish you a great evening. See you next time for other conversations that matter. Have a great week. Bye.